astrology is cyclic. It doesn't look like the same exact thing every time, but the themes are similar. So when we think about the sign of Taurus, it's about our physical safety and comfort. The sign of Taurus is very earthy. It rules the land, farming, animals, food, the roof over our head, everything that we need to just live our life in our physical world. And so when the planet Uranus comes in, Uranus is a disruptor. It brings surprises, unexpected events. The last time that it was in the sign of Taurus was in 1934, which was pre-World War II. So the reason that I'm telling you this is that there were a lot of places around the world where people were suffering. There was a lot of poverty. People didn't have food. They didn't have resources that they needed just to live their life. They didn't have work. So Uranus is about change and disruption. And that to a lot of people sounds like, oh my gosh, but actually it also rules communication and technology and the future. It can be an invention or a new discovery or a new understanding. So I think if you focus on what's important to you, what do you value? So if you love good food and you like growing vegetables, you're working with the earth. That's a good thing. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be a farmer. I'm not saying that. But what it does is it might be that there are new ways that people farm, new ways that people share resources. That's actually really exciting. There's a lot of people that are working towards, trying not to pollute the planet because plastic isn't great for all the sea life and things like that. And so it's also about doing things to help improve things. And that can be a great thing. And that also connects to your values. If you love playing in the outdoors and Mother Nature is something you value, then if there were some of the sudden changes might be that you get involved to really protecting nature. You might find ways to help people discover nature again, since people are so much into technology. What are the actual things that give you a sense of comfort? And the reason that I'm asking you to think about that is that if there was a sudden change, and let's just say you weren't able to call your mom that lives in a different state every day, or you weren't able to go eat at your favorite restaurant regularly where you see friends, what would you feel like? And the reason I'm bringing that up is that when we are suddenly stripped of things that we do that actually bring us comfort and a sense of well-being, people get scared. And when people get scared, they respond to things in ways that are not rational. So what should you do about this now? Nothing's happened. Your life is going along. The reason I'm asking you to think about it is that if there were a sudden change, and it's unpredictable, so I can't tell you exactly what it's going to look like, but there will be some changes that will impact all of us. So if you know, I walk my dog every day and I always talk to my neighbors, and you are very grateful for that interaction, then acknowledge that. So that if all of a sudden, and I'm not trying to be ultra dramatic here, but if all of a sudden you didn't have money in your bank, or you needed to share food. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I'm just asking you to kind of think ahead, that instead of being fearful, you started to take stock of all the things around you that are right, that give you comfort, that are more, that have like a deeper, it's deeper. It's the deep connections that you have that actually make us feel secure. Now, we all like to have money to be able to buy things and do things that we want to do, but it's really important to understand what's important to you underneath it all. Because if you are not aware of that, it's really easy for fear to take over and for people to get worked up and have their energy and their fear directed in ways that are not constructive and supportive. So Taurus is about creating security and comfort and loving the land and appreciating what is nurturing around us and taking care of things that nurture us. So think about that. I'm going to talk about each sign and how security and what disruption might look like to each of the different signs.